I've just seen the new Coinbase advert, and I was really offended by this. So, for those that haven't seen it, the new Coinbase advert is mocking Great Britain. I mean, it really is a full-blown attack on Britain, and I'm glad that it's been banned by a watchdog of some description, I don't know who, has decided that this advert mustn't be shown in Britain, and rightly so. I mean, the advert is a disgrace, and it's unfair, harsh attack on Britain, and it's making Britain look stupid again. Like I say, it's a full-blown mocking of Britain. I mean, to start with, the advert shows a lot of people living in a very horrible, run-down, overcrowded, damp, mouldy, dirty, disgusting, dark house. And, it looks absolutely terrible. And then it zooms outside. Well, when they're in this house, they're eating horrible, cheap food. And it zooms outside, and the advert then shows the streets are full of black bags full of rubbish, and it's rat infested, and the streets look horrible, and the shops are stupidly expensive, and the buildings are all run down, and the shops are shutting down, and the rich people are deserting. So it's very offensive. I mean, I'm super offended by it, and I know it's accurate, and there's cities in Britain that look even worse than what's actually depicted in this advert. But I am so offended by it, and I'm glad that it has been banned, and I'm glad that people have decided that this must not be shown on British television, because it really is embarrassing. I mean, I'll bet the advert is made by racists and intolerant far-right thugs, to be honest, and you can be guaranteed it is, because I can almost sense the intolerance and the far-right thuggishness of the people that actually made it. Just by watching it, I can actually sense that from it, But to me, I look at it like this: Britain is fantastic. In fact, it's cosmic. It's absolutely brilliant. And the British government are doing everything they can. But, they're getting a lot of stick, but they're doing everything they can to try to change the tide. And I don't blame the British government. It's not their fault. I mean, like I said, they're doing everything they can. I mean, they've cut PIP for the disabled, fair play. They've saved us an absolute fortune by doing that. So that's brilliant, but it's not enough. They've cut the winter fuel allowance for the elderly. And again, brilliant. They've saved us so much money, but we need to save more. To be honest, I think the best idea is the idea of my local council, Shropshire Council. Shropshire Council are brilliant. I mean, they're really desperate to save money. They're very determined to save money. I mean, they're so determined that recently they've spent about £6 million to a consultant firm on advice on how to save money by identifying where the best places are to save that money from. I mean, brilliant. That is fantastic. What a good idea that is from Shropshire Council. I've never thought of that before. Sometimes you've got to spend money to save money. And that's what Shropshire Council are doing by paying a consultant firm £6 million. Now some people are going to suggest that this is some kind of scam. And, it's just another way for Shropshire Council to pay out, friends or people that they like. But I don't agree with that at all. I don't think there's any scam to this at all. I mean, Shropshire Council are brilliant. I know they're being criticised for paying, over £50 million for buildings that are worth, about 12 million. But that doesn't mean them scammers. At the end of the day, that doesn't, them obviously not scamming. I mean, it was just a mistake, probably. I mean, fair enough, it was an expensive mistake. But Shropshire Council have paid for that mistake. I mean, I know they haven't paid for it themselves. They've paid for it, with council taxpayers' money. But, them taking advice now anyway on how to save money. So I'm trying to right the wrongs. Them paying £6 million on advice on how to save money. That's how determined they are to save money. And I think that is just absolutely fantastic. In fact, I'm gonna start doing the same thing. I mean, I've only got about £100 left. I'm absolutely skint at the moment, to be honest, and I can barely afford to eat. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this £100 to somebody and pay them to give me advice on how I can save money. I mean, that's a fantastic idea. I've never thought of that before because I'm a bit stupid with money sometimes, you know. I go out and I just, you know, I buy stupid things like food. Do you know what I mean? And I pay, you know, so many bills in the house, unnecessary bills, you know, like electric and water and gas. You know, like I waste my money on stuff. You know, I've got to be a little bit more careful with my money, like Shropshire Council. So I'll take my hat off to Shropshire Council for the brilliant idea of spending £6 million to get advice on how to save money. I mean, I think that is absolutely fantastic. So progressive, you know, and they're a very progressive council in every way, you know. But to me, they're absolutely fantastic.